I'm Debbie, and I'm going to show you how to make birdhouses and fairy houses out of paperback books. Since we're all stuck in the house and everybody's doing a lot of reading, here's what you can do with your books when you're all done with them, because you can't bring them to the library right now, we're closed. So we'll start with the fairy house. That's the easiest one to make. To make these, all you need is a book, some clamps, some glue, or a glue gun if you have it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the covers off the book, the front ones and the back ones. I like to use a book that has about 300 pages. So if your book has more than 300 pages, just go to where 300 is and then rip that part off, and you can use that for another part of the craft. This will be probably the hardest part of it. This is the book binding, and there's lots of glue on it. And we need to be able to glue that all together when we're done making the birdhouse. So I like to take a couple of pages and kind of bend it back. So you're breaking the book binding. Like that. So we're going to start with the fairy house. So the fairy house starts with you fold in like that, kind of where the words would start, where the margin would be on the book. And then you fold the next page in like that. That's your first fold. Your second fold looks like this. Here's your page. You fold in to where the words are, and then you fold up to meet that part. So again, we fold in and fold down, and then we fold in and fold in, and you keep alternating this until you get that you have more pages like this. And you're going to continue to do this all the way around till you get to the end. And when you get to the end, it's going to look like this. So you're going to put glue down here, or use your glue gun and glue it together. And then I use these clamps to hold it together until the glue dries. So the fairy house gives you an edge like this. So now we're going to make the birdhouse. The birdhouse has a flat edge. The fairy house had an angled one. This one has a flat edge. So we start the same way. We ripped the covers off of the front and the back of the book, and then we broke the binding and ripped off any pages after 300. So you have a 300-page book. So the first fold to make the birdhouse is very similar to the fairy house. You fold in, and then you fold down, then turn. The second one's a little bit harder. You're going to make the triangle like we did on the fairy house. You're going to make the second triangle again like the fairy house, but this is different, that you're going to rip all the way up till you get a triangle that looks like that. I'll show you again. So again, we're going to fold into where the words are on the margin. We're going to fold the top down like that. And that's your first part of the birdhouse. The second one is the triangle. So triangle down, triangle up. And you just need to use your fingers to make the creases. And then you rip this one up all the way till the top, till it meets at the top. And then go again. So this one is a little bit trickier, but it gives you that nice flat edge to make it look like a birdhouse. So we keep doing that until it starts to look like this. And it does get a little bit harder when you get towards those last pages, so you might need some help with this. And you keep doing it. You keep folding it. See how you get that nice flat edge? And we keep doing it till you get to all your pages done, and then you, the same way, you get to the last pages, you put glue down your spine, and then you use your clamps to clamp it shut. That's the birdhouse. And if you wanted to make a tree to go with your fairy house, you can do that with the leftover pages. I had a book that was 600 pages, so when I cut half of it off to make the fairy house, I still had 300 pages left over. So I decided I was going to make a tree to go with my fairy house. So to make a tree, you do a fold down, and then you fold in again, so it looks like that. But then you have this part that hangs over the edge. So you fold that up like that, and then you crease it back, and you tuck it in between the pages so it looks like that. So again, we're going to fold down, fold in again, and then we're going to crease that little triangle up and fold it back under. And this tree can be as many pages as you want it to be. The more pages that you fold, the fuller it gets. So I'll just do a few more so you can see, start to get the idea of what it looks like. So there's your tree, and the more pages you do, the fuller it gets. So to decorate your fairy houses, you could use construction paper. I used leftover tissue paper and rolled it up to make little stones or moss around the door. I used a skewer to make my flag on top, and then I crunched up some other tissue paper and made a butterfly on top. Or you could go outside and get pine needles and glue them on top. And then for my birdhouse, all I did was cut a black hole, and then I got a little twig for the bird to sit on. This is where your imagination comes in, and you can decorate them however you would like.